That song you're hearing is Take Your Praise, recorded by our next awardee on her groundbreaking album, The Iron Pot Cooker, in 1975. To tell us more about Camille Yarbrough's amazing artistry and career, it is my pleasure to introduce a man who is a legend in his own right. Chiz Schultz was the producer with Harry Belafonte of the original off-Broadway production of Lorraine Hansberry's To Be Young, Gifted, and Black. His credits also include the American Playhouse production of A Raisin in the Sun with Danny Glover, the Oscar-nominated film version of A Soldier Story, and the PBS documentary Paul Robeson, Here I Stand. He is now completing work on his documentary about Lorraine Hansberry, which will be aired on the American Masters series on PBS. It is my great pleasure to introduce Mr. Chris Schultz.
We've come here to honor Camille and all the other women who have carried on the spirit and inspiration of Lorraine Hansberry with their talent and activism. I have to confess that I feel honored to introduce Camille, someone whose work and talent and friendship I've appreciated and been enriched by for many years. What hasn't she accomplished with her art and persistence? You can read her extraordinary list of accomplishments in your program. Poet, composer, singer, actress, dancer, political activist, prize-winning author, television producer of her own series, griot, City College professor, mentor. With a career that spans over 50 years, she's a legend. I met Camille when she co-starred in Lorraine Hansberry's To Be Young, Gifted, and Black, which Harry Belafonte and I produced at the Cherry Lane Theater. A compilation of Hansberry's plays, letters, articles, and speeches, it was the longest-running play off-Broadway that season, thanks to that remarkable cast. For television and film, her credits include network specials, soap operas, the original movie Shaft. Her articles, wonderful articles, powerful articles, have appeared in the New York Times, the Black Collegiate Magazine, and the Journal of African Civilization. One of my favorite books, one of my children's favorite books, Camille wrote Cornrows, the award-winning, groundbreaking family book that Publishers Weekly called a jubilant celebration of Black culture. My children loved it and loved Camille. When she heard that Camille was to be honored, my youngest daughter emailed me. Of course I remember Camille. I picture her mostly in beautiful, groovy 70s outfits. She always seems so together and a great example of a strong woman. Her first solo music album, The Iron Pot Cooker, is where the hit song Praise You originated, later to be sampled on the international mega hit Praise You by Fatboy Slim. She continues to inspire audiences today with her local, long-running television show, Ancestor House, and her website, Nana Camille Yarbrough. It is fitting and proper that Camille Yarbrough receives a Lorraine Hansberry Award because, like Lorraine, and regardless of the medium, her lifelong vision remains clear. She consistently champions the beauty and greatness of African people wherever they are in the world, or, as Camille wrote, I've been out here for quite a while and my poor knees are about to give out, but my spirit is not going to give out. As long as I'm here, I'm going to try to share with our people, and in particular our young people, the power and the beauty of our culture. Because of who I am and what I am, that is what I do. I tell it to the East, I tell it to the West. But first, I tell it to the ones I love best. That is you. Camille?
Nice. Thank you so much. Chicago, you're the cause of it all. It is a good thing to see your faces today, to be in a place where people have come to give respect and love at a time when so much is going crazy, excuse me. So you mean not only much to me, but you mean much to the sisters who have come up here and will come here. Sisters with whom I have struggled in New York City and around the world, like Van Scott, we were in the Catherine Dunham Company at one point together, traveling around the world, learning from another master. My focus and my energy comes from you. It comes from my people. It comes from, I know people are backing up now and getting away from the word African and all of that, but Lorraine Hansberry didn't do that. And when I joined the cast of To Be Young, Gifted, and Black at the Cherry Lane Theater, I had already been writing. And when I read her words, where she discovered and decided to say at one point, I am a writer. You know, you have to find out who you are and accept it. And she did that. And I did too, because I'd been writing, but not saying I'm a writer, because I was dancing, I was singing, I was working at Macy's, I was doing everything, trying to survive. But then when I said I'm a writer, then the energy came. And I knew who I had to write about. I write about 58th Street, Indiana. I write about what people said we were in the black belt. And I wanted to unbelt the black belt. They said that we were a bucket of blood people at that time. And so it gives me energy to say today, when it's a little worse than it was, yeah, I saw people getting shot. I saw the cuts. I saw the stabbing. I saw the fighting. But something that we as a people have, and I had it in my family, is something called hand-me-down love. You hear me? You hear me? We know I had 7 sisters and brothers. And so when you have a family like that, you know about hand-me-downs. But we didn't really recognize that. I didn't until I was traveling around the world and I found something protecting me. A lot of things were protecting me, but one was that I was raised well. We didn't have much material things. There were days when we didn't have food. There were days when I was talking, who was I talking with? What's it called, sister today? And we said we had shoes where we had to put glue on the bottom to keep the sole on the shoe, or we walked and there were holes in the shoes. But we went to school. And I went to St. Anselm's School. Then I went to Inglewood High School. And one of the most marvelous things I did, I was taken to do it. And I believe that there is spiritual guidance in all of us, and I believe in our ancestors never leave us. And so there I was in Washington Park riding a bike, which I had sold subscriptions to earn. And I heard drums, proverbial drums. And it took me to one of these park houses where they have kids teaching dancing, and they were teaching dancing there, and that started my career. Again, it's culture. See, culture will come and get you. It's hard to take culture from people. It'll sneak up on you when you're not thinking. It'll sneak up. They needed to sneak up on the Billboard Awards last week, but it didn't. And it was terrible. Oh, it was terrible. I said, where's the black? Go back and get the black. Bring it back. Because what's happening to the music is outrageous. The soul is going. And I'm saying it's about black people. It's about soul. It's about, as Lorraine said, if you are specific, and I talk specifically about our people, you become universal because you're doing with your humanity. And that's what Lorraine had to say. She didn't play, and I'm not playing. And we cannot play. I look at you and I love you more than I love myself, as Lorraine loved us more than she loved herself. And we have to raise that love again, that hand-me-down love. These young people in the street have to stop, but what are they going to do? There was a film, 2 films came out. Now I'm being critical and I'm going to get off the stage in a minute. Chirac came out, and then Barbershop came out. Barbershop really had a way of stopping the killing. You have to work at it, though, but you talk and you bring people together, and it has to start with the family. National Guard is not going to stop it. The police are not going to stop it. We, our family, has to stop it. I sang, let me get off now. I wrote that song and I sang it. We've come a long, long way together, through the hard times and the good. I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you like I should. Now what I meant was, I have to celebrate my people. I have to praise you like I should. Listen, when you see each other again, we have to start praising. When you walk down the street, don't talk about who's doing what to who. Don't talk about throwing shade. Don't talk about what's happening on Wendy's. Don't talk about all those things that are just gossip. We are in desperate shape, and I said, Lorraine told us about this. And she said what? You are young, you are gifted, and you are black. And our young people don't know that. We have to tell them. We old people who've been around here, who paid lots of dues, we have to tell our young people, when we're walking down the street, look them in the face and say, do you know who Harriet Tubman is? No. Or do you know who somebody else is who's doing something? And we have to reach them. It's hard. I've been there. I've been in that place where everything is confused, but I was led out of it, and we have to lead our people out of it. So working in to be young, gifted, and black energized me. But I bless my mother and my father. And I give praise to my relatives who are here, my nieces and nephews who are now grown people. Put your hands up back there. And they are doctors, and they are heads of businesses. My nephew back there is I don't know, he's been in the business, and they've come up. They didn't let system get them. So thank you, Whitty King, and my brother here who I'm just meeting today. Whitty King is in New York, the leader of black theater, the boss, the head. He's been doing it for years. So he deserves, we have to hold. Let me stop before I go on all day up in here. I'm gonna take my award and get down before they take it back. Thank you so much.